Hey, Merry Christmas and welcome to another episode of Kuma's Kitchen. And, well, there's a lot of Christmas baking on the roundup that I just filmed the other day for you. But wanted to make something else. And I kind of had run out of my usual Christmas repertoire. But I came up with this. I call it coconut chocolate brownies with the buttery cream cheese frosting. And I think it's kind of wintry because it's like big dunes of snow. Dunes? Drifts. That's what it was. Drifts of snow. Yeah, I used to live in Canada, but I've lived there for a long time. So, these brownies are, well, they got coconut inside. They've filled with a little piece of chocolate in there for little nuggets. So, let's just cut a piece out. Nice and dense, too. That's why I love a dense brownie. I don't want cakey brownies. If I want cakey brownies, I'd have cake, wouldn't I? So, got a nice dense, oh, look at that. Yeah, that's a dense brownie. And now we got a bunch of that buttery cream cheese frosting on top. Mmm. Oh, yeah. Now that's what I've been wanting. All right, let's go in the kitchen and make some. Before we start melting anything, let's go over the ingredients. What we've got across the front here is 1 cup of butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 cups of my favorite unrefined cane sugar. Those are all going to go together in there in a minute. Then we'll be adding in these 2 eggs. Then over here we've got our flour cocoa mixture, which is half a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cup of cocoa, and 2 cups of flour. Then across the back, we've got what's going to be added in is going to be chocolate. That is 7 ounces or 200 grams of dark chocolate broken up into small pieces. Those are going to be little nuggets of chocolate throughout our brownies. And then over here, I've got 1.5 cups of shredded coconut, the kind you can get for baking, like that. All right, let's get going. First thing I want to do is get the butter into this little saucepan here. Now, notice I've got on the middle burner here because that burner goes a little lower. I don't want to burn the butter into that. I just want to melt it. So I'm going to put it on the lower flame and let's fire that up. Keep that low. Keep stirring until the butter melts. Alright, looks like the butter is all melted. Make sure that temperature is as low as possible. Put in the sugar. Oh, without making a mess on the counter, Kevin. Oh, my stove, great. That's going to take a little cleanup afterwards. Alright, so just mix that in. And then before we forget, let's get that vanilla in there. Just start mixing that in. All right, that's looking good. Take that off the heat. We're good to go. Look at that. It's looking really nice. All right, so what I do now, the flour. Well, I'll just get that mixed up together. I'm going to put the salt in there. I'm going to put the cocoa powder in there. And then just kind of blend it all together. That's looking pretty decent. So I kind of get it mixed around together in there. Oh, a little bit of cocoa powder by itself down there, so get that up into the flour. There we go. Just a little turning. I love these whisks. They do a good job of this. All right, that's ready. Got another job for the whisk. Let's put these guys off to one side. What we want to do is beat those eggs. So use the big bowl for that because we're going to put everything in here afterwards. All right. Crap. Whoa. Yeah, I'm being totally clutched today, aren't I? All right, another egg. Let's see what else can we drop today. Okay, got the 2 eggs in there. Give them a quick whisk. All right. What I'm going to do now is, there's 2 ways I can do this. I can just throw them into the pot here, but I think by the time we go to add that, we're going to want the bowl anyways, so let's just put this all straight into here. Nice butter sugar mixture there. Get that in here, and just start bringing that together. Alright, again I want to use the whisk just to get that all in there. There we go, little holder. There we go, now it's all starting to come together. And it's time to throw in the flour cocoa mixture. I see how easy this is. I mean, it's a pretty good, pretty easy, that's the word I'm looking for. Pretty easy recipe to bring together. Quick, fun. Alright, now I just got to get the liquids and the dry to come together. So it's going to take a little bit of mixing. Just keep going. Okay, you can start seeing it mixing into there. Whoa. And I don't want to beat it too hard. We're not working up the gluten or anything. We're not making bread here. So once it comes together, that's good enough. And look at that. Oh, yeah, it's smelling good too. All right. That's pretty good right there because I still got a bit more mixing to do, which is we're going to mix in the chocolate. We're going to mix in the coconut. I don't know why. Next to the cold weather or something, I keep getting a cramp in my hand. Really good when you're trying to do this. Alright. Come on. Okay. That's looking good. Now, what I've got over here is 9x9 pan, which I just buttered it inside, and basically I just do that for the paper to stick, and then papered it with cooking paper. By putting a little butter down first, look at this. You can basically, it's like like doing wallpaper. You know, you just kind of stick it all in place, and it stays nicely where you want it. And then just spoon this in. And then all I want to do is even that out. So push into the corners so we got a good even amount everywhere. This is going to be a good dense brownie, isn't it? You can really see the density there. Yep, some people like cakey brownies, and hey, if you do, great. But I like my brownies dense, thick, heavy. I don't want cakey brownies. Well, I just eat a cake. Here we go. This is going to be one of my favorite dense ones. All right, I think we got that pretty even. Close enough. Gonna go in the oven. 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius for about 25 to 30 minutes. Then we'll bring it out and check it. See you then. Alright, so I left that in for full 30 minutes. And it's looking pretty good. What I want to do now is I'm going to put a toothpick in there. Well, it's a very big toothpick, isn't it? Skewer in there and just see where we're coming out. Like, okay, I see crumbs on there. Oh, it's such a dense batter. It's hard to tell whether it's crumbs or that's just the batter like. But all right, yeah, that's looking like it still could use a little bit more actually. You can see some of it's a bit wet. So you have to kind of make a bit of a judgment call here. Okay, you gotta remember, no, it's tasting like it's just about there. You gotta remember, first comes out of the oven, it's still gonna look a bit like that. And then, as it cools down, we're gonna have it down to the cakiness. I like it good and cakey, so I'm gonna say, yeah, that's ready to go. So what I do now is I want to cool it. And I'm going to let it sit here for quite a while and then cool, but let's see if we can get it out onto the cooling rack without any accidents. Maybe not. It's a little bit soft. I might be able to do it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a bit of a dangerous move, but it works. Let's go this way. We got some cracks in there because of that. Oh, well, it really doesn't matter. The icing will hide that. Now, the reason I want to get it out and get it going because time-wise, I've only got so much time to get started on the icing, so I should have started this a little earlier in the day. But hey, sometimes you're just stuck for time. So I'll get that out there. Gonna let that cool, and then gonna get the icing on there. All right, see you in a while. All right, we are ready to ice the cake, or the brownies. Been cooling down. This is right down to room temperature. You want it cold, and it's cold in here. All right, so what I've got for the icing itself, I've got 1/3 of a cup of butter at room temperature, but again, the room temperature in here is not very warm, so that's going to take a bit of creaming. Basically, you want it at regular room temperature. It's going to make it easier to cream. I've got 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I've got 6 ounces or 170 grams of cream cheese. That's been sitting at room temperature. That is looking a little softer. That's ready to go. And then here I've got 3 cups of icing sugar. And I'm probably not going to use all that. I'm going to use somewhere between 2 and 3 cups. It all depends on feel as you're mixing. So 3 cups to make sure. All right, first thing I want to do, I'll bring a bowl in here. Let's move our cake over a little bit there. I keep calling it cake. It's brownies. Gonna put the butter in the bowl. That's the first thing I want to do is I want to get that butter creaming. Because I know it's going to take a little, that's not too bad actually, but it's going to take a little bit of extra to get that creaming. And we want to get it softened up first so that it's going to mix in nicely with the cream cheese. So just cream it around until you get a little creamy. All right. Yeah, it's looking not too bad. So now I'm going to add the cream cheese and cream that into there. All right. Okay, well, nice. And just first I'll cream the two together. Make sure you get the butter off the bowl and into the cream cheese. Just kind of work it around. And there we go. That's looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do now, it's time to bring in the electric mixer. Alright, so we want that all off there. In that goes. Alright, that off to one side for right now. And got my electric mixer over here. So first of all, I want to get this softened up some more. And now, as I'm going to pour in the vanilla. So as I'm blending. So in about a minute there until the butter and the cream cheese are kind of fluffed up. And now what I want to do is we'll start adding in some of the icing sugar, a little bit at a time, mixing it in until we get a nice spreadable consistency. Every once in a while you're going to have to scrape down the sides because we're going to get, we want all that in the mixture. Just kind of scrape down the sides, bring everything back together again. Add some more icing sugar and keep going until we got the consistency that looks just right. Alright, that is looking really good. And I used about 2 cups of the icing sugar, roughly around out there. Like I say, it just depends. A lot of different factors. One of them is the humidity can affect the icing sugar itself. Of course, this time of year, we don't have much of that because now it's winter. Icing in summer here in Japan, maybe that's a little different. Ever tell you about the time I tried to make meringues here? Yeah, that didn't work. The humidity got into my meringues and totally destroyed them. It was unbelievable. Alright, I've saved as much of the icing as I could off the beaters. The rest is for licking. Now, I'm going to take this, put that out of the way, and just going to start spreading. Nice, thick batch on top. We got a bunch more in the bowl here, so let's just get that out. Oh, yeah. I know, it's a lot of icing. You probably could make less, but I love icing. That's one of my favorite parts of a cake or anything has always been the icing. Like, I could just eat the icing and leave the cake, really. So here we go. We're putting this on heavy because one of the things, this is my winter concoction. So it's like big drifts of snow on top of here. This is going to be great. You want to just kind of hold it back a little from the edge, because otherwise it's going to drip right over the edge. But if we just keep it back that, about 1/8 of an inch, 2-3 millimeters, then we won't lose any. Look at that. That's not too thick at all, is it? That's perfect. All right, there we go. Ready for Christmas, winter, New Year's, whatever. Make some brownies. All right, if you like these coconut chocolate brownies, like this recipe, want to make some, go ahead. Also, make sure you check out some of the other recipes here, all original Kevin Ryder recipes here on Kuma's Kitchen. And, well, leave us a like, leave us a comment. Let me know what you think, especially if you make this. Let me know what you think. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah. All right. Now, go make this. Make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen and have a Merry Christmas.